In a world that rushes, it's time to pause, to listen, to feel, to find your cause. Welcome to Freeman's Verbal Guidance.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Leanne. I'm a fully qualified advanced clinical hypnotherapist. You can find me over at leefreemanhypnosis.com, or you can find my other channel, Lee Freeman Hypnotherapy, on YouTube for any recordings to chill down a little bit and find your peace and calm. So yesterday we went through the laws of assumption with by the teachings of Neville Goddard. He is a really great guy. He's got some really good books out there. There is a website, not a website, it's a YouTube channel called Master Key Society, and you can get plenty of audio books on there, and I'd recommend taking a look because they're pretty good, you know. So yesterday we went through assume the wish fulfilled, consciousness creates reality, and feeling is the secret. All right, so if you want to go back and have a look at them 3 teachings from yesterday's video, please do. If you've already seen them, let's carry on. So number 4, live in the end. Do not focus on how it will happen. Focus on the final outcome already achieved. Say that again. Do not focus on how it will happen. Focus on the final outcome already achieved. So an example, if you're applying for a job and there's a specific job you want, visualize yourself having that job, being in that job, doing that job. You'll be able to see yourself doing it and feel yourself doing it. You're living in the outcome that you want. So you need to get into the outcome vibration, that we could call it, that energy of living in the outcome that's already been achieved. You know, I'm sure most of you, or a lot of you, already have done this. You know, you would have applied for a job and there may have been quite a few people out there applying for it, but in your heart you could see yourself there and you knew you was going to get that job and you got it. And that is exactly what this means. It's living in the outcome that's already been achieved, what you've already visualized in your mind. So a short guide on that. Imagine the scene after your desire has already manifested. So what does it look like after you've got that job? Who's congratulating you? Who's shaking your hand? Who are you with? How do you feel? And if you put them into imagination as well, you're reinforcing the final outcome as well. So you've got to imagine the scene after your desire has already manifested. Okay. So if you desire success, imagine congratulatory conversations. Feel relief and satisfaction. Think from the fulfilled desire, not of it. So when I say you know, I have this motto, see it, believe it, leave it, and enjoy everything that happens in between. That's thinking from the fulfilled desire. And I'm not thinking of it. I'm not being of it. Even though I'm in that vibration and I've seen that wish fulfilled, it's not stressing me out because I know it's already there. You see? I know it's already there, so it doesn't stress. No point in stressing. No point. You know, if you visualize right, you can manifest anything you want into your life. It's just a matter really of mastering it. You know, I still get it wrong sometimes, But it's great practice, and I've been doing it for quite a while now. And, you know, as I said before, my life now is amazing. I love my life. So number 5, this is an important one. Imagination is creative power. So imagination is not fantasy. It is the creative force behind experience. Sorry, I've got a bit of notes there. So that again, imagination is not fantasy. It is the creative force behind experience. So, you know, when we're always like, people are having a go at kids in school, you know, when they're looking out the window and they're just visualizing and they're imagining and using their minds, and they get told they're not concentrating and they get in trouble. The creative force behind experience is your imagination. So we need to allow children to use their imagination to create the better world, you know, the better world. Because if they're seeing all the crap, then, you know, all the crap on the TV, then we're actually creating their reality through that, and we don't want that, you know. So imagination is not a fantasy. It is the creative force behind experience. Short guide for it is use visualization deliberately. So which means, you know, really getting the right visualization in. I mean, it's closing your eyes, just taking a few minutes in, breathing down, and bringing into vision in there, in your imagination. And you'll see, and you'll start forming a picture. And when the picture's there, it'll imprint in your mind. And it has no other way but to play out as it is. You know, so you really visualize right, and you'll get it right. Be aware of visualizing for nefarious reasons against other people, because it will come back at you. All right, karma is a real thing. There is no time limit on karma. It can happen instantaneously, or I'll just smack my mic. But it can happen instantaneously, or it can take a while. All right, and I'm sure a lot of people out there know about karma. So if you practice, spend 5 to 10 minutes daily imagining fulfilled desires. Keep your scenes short, vivid, and emotionally real. So keeping them short, vivid, and feeling the emotion with it. Bring the emotion with it. How would you feel? How are you feeling after you've got that job? Feel that joy, feel that pleasure, feel that happiness, feel everything. Feel that shaking, you know, your friend's hand when he's saying well done. Feel it. And repeat until natural. Yeah, repeat it until natural. The more you repeat something, the more it becomes imprinted in your brain, and the more it will become real. There is no other choice. It will become real. Number 6, persist in the assumption. And that's what I just now said. Consistency of belief overrides temporary appearances. So if you have a consistency in your belief, you know that it's happening, you can feel it happening, keep consistent in it, because that consistency will override this temporary existence here or appearance that's going on. And that new belief will override, and your new belief will come into play. So short guide for it is do not abandon your assumption because current circumstances look different. And if you remember in one of my videos, it's about we've got to kind of trick our brain to believe. We've got to trick our brain to believe that we're already there, that we've already got it. And it will put things, people, places, events, circumstances into position for that to happen. So ignore temporary setbacks. Continue embodying the new identity. Dress like it, feel like it, act like it, be it. Okay, you keep embodying that new identity, and that new identity will come through. Again, it will override the other stuff. And return to the assumption repeatedly. I assume I'm rich. I am. I assume I live a good life. I do. Assume. The law of assumption. If you believe, you will be. So key idea, circumstances often rearrange after internal change. So when I'm talking to you about tricking the brain to see something else, the rest of it will follow. It will just start following. The circumstances will rearrange and you'll find yourself on a much better path. I can almost guarantee that, because I know I certainly am. If there's anything I do from making these videos, is to educate you and help you get on that right track to getting the most amazing life that you want. We're doing it all the time. We're doing this. We're thinking and bringing things in all the time, consistently. And how many times have you thought about someone and the phone rings that you haven't seen for ages, and the phone rings, or you bump into them down the shop? It's because your imagination, you thought about them, you brought it in to your imagination. I think I've got time to go through one more. So we'll go through number 7. Everyone reflects your assumptions. So the law of it is people often respond to the assumption you hold about yourself and them. So if you assume that you are, and you become, and you've already lived in that final desire and that final outcome, other people will start seeing you that as well. It's just like a reflection. They'll just reflect back at you, and they'll believe in you, shall I say. So if you have gotten that job, if you've in your head you've gotten that job, and you've visualized the outcomes and the after outcome, and you know that you're going to be in that position, and it's a good position and what have you, then the people you do come about will respond to you in that way and see you in that way, and they'll congratulate you as well. So people often respond to the assumption you hold about yourself and them. It's all mirror effect. If you assume rejection, criticism, or disrespect, you may unconsciously invite those experiences. All right, so let me read that again. If you assume rejection, criticism, or disrespect, you may unconsciously invite those experiences. So if you are, for example, you've gotten that job, but you're assuming that your family member is not going to be happy about it, they probably won't be, because you've assumed it. That's to keep it really simple. So you can assume that your family member is really happy about it, really glad for you, and it will be because you're assuming it. It's so simple. So practice. All right, this is your practice. Assume people appreciate me. Assume I am respected. Assume relationships can be healthy and supportive. So I'll just repeat that one. People appreciate me. I am respected. Relationships can be healthy and supportive. And if you assume that will come into your life. My cat's about to come over and come in front of the camera. So I'll read this last little bit off a minute. This is not mind control. It's about changing your internal expectations. Okay? It's not mind control. It's about changing your internal expectations. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope that gives you something to think about. As I said in the beginning, you can go over to my other channel, Lee Freeman Hypnotherapy, just to listen to some of my recordings. My cat's coming over. Just to listen to some of my recordings. They're not hypnotherapy. They're more of a meditation, relaxation, like chill down thing. Hypnotherapy is a completely different thing. Cat's gone. Hypnotherapy is a different thing. It's more of a one-on-one personal experience that we have together. Right, I'm going to get off because my cat is going to start annoying me. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you come back to the next one. See, she knocked it all over. See you later. Bye.